Hey everyone, I'm Clue. Welcome back to our data pack project. Now, you want to see what I've been working on? Right, this is a lot. It's going to be exciting. Right, in this chest. You ready? Ready? I have gone a bit overboard again. There's special diamonds, special trim plates, a scope, spyglass. The spyglass, we'll start with that. Right, this is odd to me. For the life of me, I can't figure out how to get custom model data to work on the icon in the inventory. You can see in my hand, right, it's a different model than the normal spyglass. Spyglass. Right, because it's enchanted, but I just can't get it to show it in the inventory using the updated texture. So if you know, or if you've worked with spyglasses, let me know, because I've just copied over what I normally do. And again, this works, so I know it has the custom model data. It's just not replacing the icon in my inventory. Okay, we'll start from scratch rather than utilize. Well, we have to make it anyway, right? Okay, so where do we get? Well, we should probably look at the advancements, actually. There's a few new ones. We have etching diamonds. Use an anvil to imprint a word onto a diamond, then toss it into an enchanter's crucible with a world fragment enchantment. Available words: armor, range, shield, and weapon. Then we have I Spy Insight. Combine 4 different etched diamonds with a spyglass in an enchanter's crucible. So why don't we start with those? Okay, so I don't think I have gone over the fragments just yet. So I have a bunch of utility items, or I guess not resources, currencies. There we go. Okay, so for instance, mineral you can find while mining, life you can find while defeating mobs, harvest you can find while harvesting crops, enchantment you get while randomly enchanting items, and then depth you find while fishing, all of which can then be used for different crafting mechanisms. In this case, we need some enchanters. And we also need some diamonds, mainly 4, and a spyglass. Perfect. Okay, so as the achievement specifies, we go ahead and name it armor. This is the first one. Then we also need range, weapon, shield. Shield was next. Shield, and then weapon. They're the 4 different diamonds we can make. And these are very important, very useful, because they also unlock another section, the equipment tinkering, which we'll get into in a second. Right, so what to say? So rename them in an anvil and then drop them into a enchanter's crucible with a world fragment. Right, so enchanter's crucible, diamond, world fragments, they get enchanted, and they become a etched diamond armor. So we can do that for all 4. Oh, that is the wrong way. I think it still ate my shard. I just did it again. Nope. Scroll wheel. I gotta remember the scroll wheel. That's the next one. Is it gonna eat? No, it did still craft it. Cool. So I don't know where I lost the other one. Alright. Yeah, it's not deleting any of the gems, and they're still working. So we have range, shield, and weapon. Now, it said if I drop one of each of them and the spyglass into the enchanter's crucible, we'll get our enchanted spyglass. We'll go ahead and do that. Craft. Perfect. And we'll leave this in our inventory for now. Offers insight into a player's attribute. We'll go over how that works in a second. But using these diamonds, we can now go to our new tab. In fact, it's actually here. So off of the blast furnace, or deep slate furnace, there we go. It says constructing Tinkerer's template. And it's cut off. I need to think up a shorter sentence, right? It's annoying that there is a word limit. Anyway, throw a netherite upgrade template, etch diamond, and a stack of world fragments into the center of a deep slate furnace. So this is where some of the other ones now come into play. So if we look at our new tab, we have all of these different craftables. So we have our etch diamond weapon, which leads into our Tinkerer's template main hand, and our Tinkerer's template offhand. And they all say combine the etch diamond, and then which one with the netherite upgrade, and what world fragment. So you need harvest, you need life. The ones we'll focus on now is the armor section. So we need mineral, we need life, and we need harvest. I'll go ahead and grab a stack of all of them. Harvest, life, and mineral, along with our etched diamonds. And then we need some... Is that armor? Yes, that is armor. I didn't quite know what to do as an icon for armor. I think that's come out nicely. It's meant to be the helmet, chestplate, arm, and I guess a little leg. All the other ones look pretty cool. The sword, the shield, and then just an arrow. Okay, so we have armor. Now we just need the smithing templates. So smithing. So you do have to get quite a lot of these. Again, I want this to sort of, you know, be the next step up off of the inbuilt Minecraft stuff. So you go, you explore the nether, you find your smithing templates, you use the new trim, the new materials and all that to gain some attributes, some buffs, and then this is the next step. So we need to take our smithing template to our deep slate furnace, chuck it in the middle, do the stack first. Right, they get crafted into a Tinkerer's template, upgrades armor, improves utility qualities. Interesting. Then the other ones, I'm going to get them back. Ooh. There we go. Right, then we get a offensive qualities. And the last one should be armor qualities, or defensive qualities. Yeah. Now what can you do with these? Well, I haven't actually done the advancements, but essentially you can use them to tinker with armor, right? So if we take we'll do leather. So we take out a leather chestplate. Take out 3. Right, we can go over to a fletching table now. We can drop one of that and one of that. Ta-da! We now have armor toughness, negative speed, and knockback resistance. But if we use some of the other templates as well, we gain a few different stats. Okay, so each of these, as they say, improves different qualities. So, our defensive, armor focused, then our attack focused, so minus health, a little bit of armor, not quite as much as the armor upgrade, attack speed and attack damage and luck, and then our utility, which has health, has a little bit of armor. I think I mixed them up. Right, I think this is meant to be the least amount of armor. Is it? It's the utility. I don't know what I favor more. Otherwise it has speed and has a lot of luck, which are also really important. But this is where the telescope comes in handy, spyglass. Right, so if we look through it, well, it does something a bit different now. Ah, look at that. The magic spyglass provides insight into your attributes. Armor total, 0%. Armor toughness, 0%. Knockback resistance, 0%. Damage is equal to 0 hearts. Attack speed is 100%. And movement speed is 100%. Luck gives you a 10% chance to trigger effects. Okay, if we grab out a slow weapon, like an axe, right, swap it. How can I do this? I need to put it in my offhand? No. No, there's no way for me to do this. To use the spyglass while I have the axe out. That was a bad example. But if we equip this one that has attack speed, right, now we use the spyglass. Look at that, our stats update. Our armor total is now 13%. Still have no armor toughness, still have no knockback resistance, still aren't capable of doing any damage because we don't have a weapon. But then we also have attack speed, 125% now, movement speed, and luck. If we were to swap over to the luckier chestplate, right, gives movement speed. So our attack speed is now slightly less because it has that minus 9%, but our movement speed is 110, and our luck is now 17%. Armor total is 3%. The reason I'm using percentages, right, so armor you can obviously see on your bar, and armor toughness as well. I just think it's cleaner, right, and gives the player a way to understand and sort of micromanage the different equipment. Because then if you make a full set of leather gear, right, using these different tinkering templates, so I could customize them all slightly different, right? I might want the legs to be defensive, so I can use the defensive tinkerer template. Now I gain more armor, right? But I gain less speed and less knockback. Okay, so they sort of balance each other out. Then on the helmet, I go back and I could use utility. And then on the boots, I might use the offensive. Right, so we have a full set of leather gear that has been tinkered with, so it now gives different stats. Right, we have 1 armor on the cap, 1 armor on the tunic, 3 armor on the pants, 1 armor on the boots, and we can now look at all our stats, and we can go, well, my movement speed is 120%, so that's good, my luck is 24%, my knockback is only 5, my armor is a bit lacking, so I might want to go ahead and mix and match with, say, netherite. Right, this is going to be really tanky. You also do need to use different blocks, but if we go ahead and we make this defensive, right, we now have a massively defensive chestplate, rather than, oh, I don't actually have the leather. Let's compare it to the leather, right, because I've tried to balance everything so that there is some desirability in mixing and matching. You can, if you want, use a full set of netherite, that's fine, but, you know, there is some benefit. Oh, that is the wrong, I need to fix that. That shouldn't have been deleted. Oops. That should tinker it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So on the leather tuning, if it's been tuned to its defensive qualities, we have 5% armor, 5 armor, armor toughness, negative speed, and knockback resistance. On the netherite, right, we have 9 armor, okay, 4 armor toughness, negative 10 speed, and then 1.5 knockback resistance. No bonus to armor, okay, but the incentive here is you could have these percentile bonuses on leather armor, and then mix and match with some netherite to actually maximize on the percentage bonus. Then we also have what else are we missing? We have a greater amount of negative speed. Okay, so more de-incentive to use netherite over something else. But again, the massive increase in armor. So our speed now shouldn't be, right, it's 100%. So we're back to normal speed. Everything has balanced itself out despite having that negative 10. Our armor is now up to 49% instead of 21. Toughness is a lot higher. Knockback resistance is a lot higher. Our attack speed is higher as well. And our luck is slightly down. So altogether, this is more rounded now that we have a full set. If I were to fully make netherite equipment and go all in on defense, right, we'd have massive defense, but we'd lose out on some of the other stats. So again, I really want to try and incentivize the player to mix and match different bits of equipment with different tinkering. And if you didn't get the reference, right, this is all a nod to Tinker's Construct, one of the beloved mods of my generation. Right, so we have a full set of defensive netherite gear. So we're really slow. Right, we have 80% armor, 80% toughness, 60% knockback resistance, a 60% movement speed, and only a 10% chance on our luck. And the other idea, right, is you can now go and you can balance it around the materials you trim with. So for instance, I know lapis. Lapis gives us movement speed. So if I were to now grab out a template, we'll just do Dune. Yes, I think Dune's fine. Right, we can take off our gear. Where do I want to put you? I'll put you there for now. Okay, and we can trim this all to sort of make up for the heavy armor. So we go and we trim it all in lapis, which gives 3 pluses in movement speed. Right, we now fully equip it. Everything starts to balance out. We now still have a bonus to movement speed, 110, but we have our high armor. Right, so you really need to put your thinking cap on, and you need to figure out what you want to mix and match. And I know it's not a new thing or it's not a modern thing in a lot of games, right? They've really moved away from giving the player this level of customization. But I know there's people like me out there who really want it back, right? There is 20, 23, 21. How many is this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Yeah, 21 different materials for you to figure out what is useful. There is 3 different armor specializations across all the armor sets. Right, everything has different stats, so you can take out pen and paper, right, you can go nuts, and you can figure out the best matchups for armor, right, and then you can factor in some other things. You want that proc chance, you want higher luck, because this is what all of the weapon abilities, the armor abilities, finding different materials and loot tables is tied to. So you want to sacrifice some armor, you want to sacrifice some damage, some attack speed, some movement speed for a higher luck stat, right? So it's gonna be fun exploring this. Even I haven't mapped it out myself. I've tried to do some balancing. I've tried to, rationalize everything. Everything is predicated on a maximum bonus of 200%, I think it is, right? And it's really hard to cap every stat. There's probably some combination that I haven't thought of, but from my understanding, it's going to be really hard to get caps across every single stat, right? 100% armor, 100% armor toughness. By the way, 100% means you have the full 30. Same with armor toughness, you have the full 20, and then knockback resistance, you'd be at 1. Then movement speed, attack speed, there's no cap, and then luck has a cap at 100 luck. Okay, so you can hit these, but it's going to be really hard to figure out how. Should be fun. Okay, but there was more in that chest, right? It's not just the armor. The armor it's the part I've done so far. The plan is, right, we have weapons. So improves offhand qualities and improves mainhand qualities. So mainhand qualities would be things like attack damage, attack speed, and then the offhand would be actually applying, say, luck or HP or bonus stats to the weapon. So you can dual wield, and even though you can't swing with your offhand, there's still some utility to it. Then we have range equipment. So utility, agile, and defensive. So you might have a defensive crossbow to again help try to reach that cap in terms of armor toughness. but then you'll lose out on gaining attack speed or movement speed. And then for shields, we have offensive and defensive. And these are the, what is it, 3, 5, there's 10 different specializations across the 4 areas, right? So weapons will include all the base ones, so axes, pickaxes, swords, shovels, hose, fishing rod, and trident, that's the other one. Then range will be bow and crossbow, range will be bow and crossbow, and then shield will, of course, be shield. And then if I think of anything else that works in the defensive. So, for instance, I want to do, like, orbs for magic. So I don't know if I'll tack them onto the range side or to the shield side. Either way, customization is in. It's definitely the largest amount of work I've had to do for this pack. Right, I've completely overhauled what I had in my previous version. Still the same ideas, but fully expanded. Okay, again, we have material bonuses, then we have set bonuses, then we have material set bonuses, then we have tinkerers, and then we have the ability to tinker with armor qualities. Again, you can specialize in defense, offense, and utility, and you can mix and match across the different types. Right, I've tried to give a use for all the different sets. Netherite will have higher armor, but stronger penalties. Right, the penalties for the Netherite is higher movement speed than that of the leather. Compared to the leather, do I still have one? I do have one. Right, you gain that 5%, so it's worth mixing it in with Netherite. You're only losing 4 armor, 3 armor toughness, but you don't take the 8% speed difference, and you still get a little bit knockback resistance. So there is utility in taking some of those lesser stats because the downside isn't as bad, and then you get this pseudo bonus of the 5% armor to try and incentivize mixing it in. Okay, so I really want to encourage the player to really go ham in terms of the different armor variations that they utilize. Right, mix in style with what is actually versatile, rather than just ending up with Netherite, because that's the play loop of Minecraft, is just get Netherite. Right. I don't want Netherite to be the only thing available at the endgame. Again, the whole idea with the Netherite templates is you go through the normal Minecraft loop, right? You get to Netherite, and then after Netherite comes the customization, where you can start utilizing everything else. And the same goes for weapons, right? I'm going to make wooden weapons insanely quick to compensate for the fact that they're made out of wood. But they are lighter, you can swing with them, and they're still going to pack a punch. Right, but not so much as some of the other materials. Netherite will be slower in comparison, but do more damage. And I want to make everything have a chance to be viable. What do you think? Sound good? Hopefully it sounds good. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.